Okay, the masks are off. So now it's time to really talk about this actual drag race. Now we can actually see a clear picture of exactly who's who. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I'm going up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. Like I said, the masks are off. The gauntlets have been dropped. I've been waiting because it's taken me a few weeks here. We're actually into week 4 of season 9. It's taken me all this time to actually get down to really see who I really like in these girls, who I don't like in these girls, and now I can stop trying to be nice across the board. I'm going to say what it is that I'm going to say because I don't want to just be saying just flying off the handle. But some of what I say you may not like, and you may think comes across a little bitchy, but it is what it is. This is the clear picture that I see going on now. Now, let me just say I loved this episode. I loved this challenge. This was something that kind of spoke to me. This whole thing of a challenge of doing a morning talk show. Loved the concept of the whole challenge. It's something that I would have loved to have done. I don't know exactly how I would have done as far as, whether I be at the top or at the bottom or whatever it was. I would have just loved the experience of actually doing this challenge. It'd be very interesting to see how well or not well I would have done on this. This one was interesting to me. So they had to come up with their own. They broke them into groups. So Ru called Aja and Trinity as the team captains. Trinity chose Peppermint, Cynthia, Charlie Hides, Nina Bonina, and Eureka. Okay? Let me say, first of all, Nina, I'm going to need Nina to get out of her feelings. I'm tired of Nina Bonina Brown being in her feelings. She's soft in some areas, and then she gets evil whenever she feels as though she's crossed. But she's one who falls into her feelings too easily. Baby, this is show business. And drag is a hard business. It doesn't... Honey, there's bitches. You dealing with a bunch of gay men and a bunch of women, honey. You better... Girl, please. If you need to go work in a salon for a little bit, girl, so you can see how this type of thing really works, go work in a salon for a little bit and then times it by 10, girl, there's drag. So I'm going to need her to tough it up some. And they actually even called it on the show. They told her, girl, you can't go to work crying every day, and all of that. So we got that little thing going on. Eureka, I'm going to say this. I am liking Eureka less and less weekly. I was here for Eureka. She's a big girl, and she be sharp. She really does. She really can pull herself together, and I think she's entertaining. But more than her being entertaining, I'm finding that Eureka is a bitch. Eureka is very much what Trinity said. When Trinity says, "Oh, she's that pageant girl," she's very much those things. She's very much a bitch, and we all know how I feel about bitchy queens. I did not get that from her right away, but like I said, the gauntlet's down, the mask is off. I see you. I'm liking you less and less each week. I respect what you do, but I'm liking you less and less. She's coming across as more and more of a bitch, and then she's real control. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that a little bit more anyway. So let's go back over to Aja's team. Aja chose Valentina, Shea Coulee, Farrah, Alexis. That's her team. Let me say this. Did I say Sasha? Yes, she's Sasha too. First things first. The Aja versus Valentina thing is old and it needs to go. Stop sitting around. You're jealous. That's all it is. From the door. Aja is completely jealous of Valentina. She's completely threatened by Valentina, and then she's too fucking bold with the outpour out of her mouth about her discontent about Valentina. It's ugly. It's very, very ugly, and they spoke upon that as well. We don't need to see no more of that. And I was really shocked when Valentina basically told her, hey, I hear you over there talking about me, bitch, and you need to stop. You need to stop. She shut that shit right down. And then she ended up picking her in the challenge. Yeah, you did the best thing. You did the best thing. You better try to get close to her and see what she can do to help you, because you can't beat her. That's just all it is to it. You can't beat her. So you might as well join her. And this run around being jealous of her, trust me, it's going to end badly. And I'm personally tired of hearing it, and I'm tired of seeing it. It's very ugly. It's not a very good look. And I kind of like Aja, but that's an ugly look. I don't like that. So that's that. Alexis. Does Alexis remind you guys of Chanel? She reminds me of Chanel. I looked at her today, even her boy persona and her persona when they were doing the talk show, totally Chanel. As like how it's always been this thing with Chanel since when Chanel was on, what was that, season 2? I really liked Chanel, but Chanel rubbed me the complete wrong way. I liked her. I respect what she does. She turned on some fierce looks, but at the end of the day, she's a bitch. I get the exact same thing from Alexis. You know, and she cute as a boy, cute as a girl, same, just like Chanel. It's like watching Chanel all over again. And God knows the two of them as boys look like they could be brothers. So I just noticed that. You all tell me whether or not you all see that correlation between the two of them. So let's talk about the challenge. So they broke down the groups, and I thought Trinity did a good job where she came. She had a vision from the door. You do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, and everybody that she placed where she placed them were placed in all the proper places. So I was here for that, and I was like, okay, I didn't get the control freak thing of Trinity, but I saw that Trinity knew going into the challenge she was going to have to shut Eureka down, and she was exactly right. Eureka wanted to try to be very controlling and try to take over, and she just wouldn't let her. She just would not let her do it, but she really wanted to. She wanted to, and that's the thing, because there's a personal thing between her and Trinity. Like Trinity has spoken on it a couple times. In pageants, I've beat her quite a few times, so that makes the road rocky. I understand that. I understand being around a drag queen where y'all are pretty much cool, but you know that there's some underlying jealousy and underlying competition going on that you never said you wanted to compete. I understand it. I understand it totally. So I see her, and she sees Eureka, and she was keeping her ass at bay. Charlie is the one that struck me. Now, I don't scream and rave about Charlie. I think Charlie's good. I thought she was holding her own. Very proud of her being there because, again, I love the show. You all know what my journey is. You know how I feel about this show. And I'm 45 years old. Charlie is 52. So by all means, Charlie, you always had my support from the day that you walked onto the stage. Today is the day that I'm going to have a few things to say about Charlie. Charlie might not care for me if she ever hears this, but that's okay. Charlie is a comedy. She's pretty much like a comedy type of queen. She's been in the business a very long time, so she's one of those girls. And then she's older, so she knows what she knows, and she thinks what she knows is always what works, which is not true. Even being 45 years old, I've been doing drag for 23 years. My way is not always, I am constantly learning. Every time I pick up a wig and a makeup brush, there's something for me to learn. The first time I pick up any of my stuff and there's nothing for me to learn, I'll stop doing drag. It is a constant progression. So when you get to that point where you think you know everything, you are not doing yourself any favors. And this is what I saw from Charlie today. Charlie tried to control it. It was so unattractive to see him working with Cynthia. and he was trying to change who Cynthia was. Cynthia is very much the drag version of Charo. And I'm telling you, literally, for the Snatch Game, Cynthia Fontaine needs to go as Charo because all that, she could do all that. She could pull off Charo like nobody else. It's his business. She's really little and tiny, so she could definitely pull the look. And that act, she could do Charo. Whatever. Anyway, but that's her. Broken English, off the cuff jokes, and all of that. Charlie was shutting her down. Now, I don't know if it was a strategy or was it that you thought you really knew best? Because if you really knew best, you'd know not to try to. Anybody who has an accent, who like has, like a Latin accent, don't try to make them speak proper, the king's proper English, because they sound ridiculous. And then it takes them out of who they are. Because their personality is very bubbly. That's like the Latin, their whole lifestyle is very bubbly. Everything about them is very colorful and very fun. They're not stuffy and that's not them. So it doesn't work. And this is what he was trying to do to Cynthia. And it was driving me crazy. Kept correcting her English and stuff. I don't like that. I didn't like it. It wasn't working. And we've seen it a million times. The girls who have come to this competition that lived in Puerto Rico and stuff and brought them over, like Alexis Mateo. When we bring we got to let Alexis Mateo be Alexis Mateo. And baby, it is television gold. If you try to change Alexis into me, that don't work. You got to let Alexis be Alexis. Let her be bubbly. Let her do what she do, and bam, and all that stuff that she does. See, that stuff would work for me, but that works for Alexis because that's her personality. So I hated it. I hated watching him doing that to Cynthia, but Cynthia played it just right. She didn't argue. She didn't fuss. She didn't cuss. And one, that's part where she is in life. She can't do all that stress. She can't do it. Her body ain't got it to do. She said, okay, girl. And when it came time to film, she filmed her ass off. She did a very good job. She came right from up underneath all that shit, and she was Cynthia, and she showed Cynthia, and we got to actually see exactly how much star potential that Cynthia has. The camera fucking loves Cynthia. Cynthia is just like that guy. How much we love that damn Shangela, and as soon as you see Shangela, you be like, oh, this bitch is back again, but you can't stop watching her. You can't stop watching her. She has that va-va-voom thing. She has it. Like the girl, Anjana has it. Raven has it. Alexis Mateo has it. They don't put it on. It's just the camera just gravitates to them. As soon as you see them, you're like, oh my God, what are they doing? Latrice has it. And these are girls, they weren't necessarily girls that won, but they're the girls that you remember. Cynthia Fontaine is going to fall right into that list. The camera just whoop, and it was all about her. It was all about her. And today's the first day that I like Cynthia, but I never actually seen it. When we got to actually see her do her, that bitch is television gold. You hear me? She was made for television. I loved it. I loved what she did. She was just with a bad partner. But anyway, so that part of their little thing was okay. Peppermint kept tripping over her words. I think she was a little nervous. She was tripping over her words. Trinity, I wasn't feeling her being the anchor. I was just like, and I didn't even care for the look. Again, I kept saying, I'm looking for my Trinity. I'm looking for the Trinity that I fell in love with following on Instagram. Where's that Trinity at? And I noticed Trinity has a hard time doing simple, basic, rich white woman. Trinity does beautiful glam, red carpet, gala, the Met Ball girl, and sex pot performer, burlesque performer. That's what she does well. Give a little more, take a little less. That's Trinity. That's what she does well. That other stuff, I didn't like the wig she had on. The suit was ill-fitting. I didn't care for it at all. I'd have rather seen her dressed like Diane Carroll or Alexis Colby. I mean, I would have preferred her to be overdressed as opposed to being normal, because that's just kind of who she is. She's overdone. That's Trinity. So anyway, we'll talk about that in a minute. My Trinity actually showed up at the end, but okay, we'll talk about it. Okay, so let's go over to the other side. Aja and Valentina partnered up, and it was a disaster. It was a disaster because instead of Aja trying to work with Valentina, now you to put her on your team, you have the opportunity to work with her and try to create some form of a friendship, because you apologized and everything. When she got called out on her bullshit, she apologized, and so now you're in a good place to really try to drain the bitch for what you can get from her and work it the way the game should be played. But you didn't. You literally sat in that thing you were doing and you tried to compete with her head on. And it didn't work. It didn't work at all, and it made you both look kind of crazy. So that didn't work real well. But I'll tell you who did work. Shay, Kool-Aid, and Sasha, brilliant. Partnering them two was brilliant. They just worked. It was like a B movie, all just bam, right in front of your face. They were perfect. What they did was, I mean, literally perfect. And remember, everything was done in one take. There were one shot. There were no takes and all that. It was perfect. And then they won the challenge. The two of them themselves won the challenge overall. Farrah and Alexis were really good as the anchors. They were just kind of boring. Well, Alexis was a little boring. Farrah was just pretty, which is, you generally do have one that runs it and one that's kind of pretty. It worked. It just worked. Then all the girls had to do a runway. Their runway was naughty negligee. It was all right. Everybody was pretty cool. Everybody was pretty cool. I know Michelle Visage had called out Nina Bonina, and also she called out Eureka because she thought their looks was really whorish. But isn't that negligee? Negligee, it could fall either way. It's a very thin line, for you to go from seductress into temptress into, that girl with the whip, honey, dominatrix. So I think it all worked. It was all cool. There's no big deal. What I will say, Nina Bonina, girls, time to switch up. Not only do you need to toughen up, I'm tired of the anime characters now. Now you need to do something else, because it's the funny contacts and the caricature look. 4 weeks, it's enough. I had enough. Let's do drag now. Let's do drag. One thing else that I noticed that they never call on is, did you all notice that Shea Kool-Aid never wears breasts? She never wears breasts in a lot of things. Like, when she did like her cat suit, she wore a breastplate and all of that. That was cool. But when she had her suit and stuff, when she had like a Chanel style suit on, no breasts. They didn't say a word. Last week when she had her gown on, no breasts. They didn't say a word, which was so strange to me. But anyway, so that's that. So it is what it is. Okay, so let's talk about the bottom two. They pulled the bottom two. But they pulled the bottom team, which was Trinity's team as a whole. And Rue asked them who should go home. They did their little things. Eureka literally went directly at Trinity. Trinity addressed her. And, Rue do not like arguing. So I was like, oh, the two of you shut up. And they squashed it right there. And Eureka stood on what it was, but she's being a bitch, is what she was. She needs to go home. This, that, and the other. Nina Bonina said, well, being as though Trinity was the lead, then she needed to go home. I was like, whatever. So, in the bottom two ended up Charlie Hides and Trinity. I said, okay. And Charlie kind of tried to throw Trinity under the bus too, a little bit. I said, okay. So then is when I said we got to see the real Trinity, baby. Trinity said it in her little confessional. She was like, listen. She said, honey, I already said before I came here, honey, any bitch that goes up against me was going to have hell to pay if I had to fall on the bottom too. And that bitch she took her earrings out. I said, oh, this bitch is getting ready to buck. She get ready to carry on. And when I tell it was like, I don't even know the song, but it's like a dance tune, like something they play in the club. Baby, when I tell you how badly Trinity slayed Charlie Hides, it made absolutely no sense. And it really opened up the door to a conversation that I needed to have. Okay. Trinity, I mean, when I say she slayed her, you could literally hear the girls hollering, let's go, Charlie, let's go, come on. Because Charlie, he's real tall, like Lady Gaga type of hill. She could have did for so much, but she wasn't doing anything. She was literally just standing there. And this is like a high energy type of techno-esque song. And she just stood in one place and she just lip syncing. And it was very dry and very boring. And it made absolutely no sense at all. At all. Um, it just, I didn't get it. I didn't get it at all. She stood there, and when I say Trinity went all over the stage, that bitch was flipping over and giving you sex kitten and crawling on the floor and flinging hair, and she tore the stage up, tore it up, and her necklace, you know, her whole attire was flawless. She was there as Trinity the Tuck, baby, the flawless, absolutely flawless, and everything was fitted to perfection, and nothing moved, even with her flipping around, flawless. That was the Trinity that I've been waiting on. She slayed it, but then the thing was, there was literally no competition. Charlie just shouldn't even been standing there. And then you started seeing pieces of her talking in her confessional and different things like that after Rue gave her the sachet away. She literally had made comments saying, you know, in London, all the girls, we sing live. I'm not a lip sync performer, this, that, thing, and the other. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching. And at one point, I was feeling bad for the way that she was just so defeated. Like there was nothing that she could do with Trinity. And there wasn't. There was nothing she could do. And it had nothing to do with age. It had to do with performance quality. You're not up to the standards of performance quality as she is. Even if you were singing live, you couldn't have fooled with what she was doing. She was entertaining. She was carrying on. I'm talking full out Britney Spears type of high energy performance, getting down. Um, and Charlie, when she made those comments, I went all the way from feeling sorry for her, and it took me down the road of how fucking dare you? How dare you? How dare you even be here? How dare production even have you here? I'm not a lip sync performer, so now you're too good. Why are you even on this program? Why are you on this program? Lip sync is a whole big part of this. It's the only way to save yourself from elimination. If you can't save yourself from elimination, then you're dead in the water before you even get started. That's even worse than not being able to sew. So she even said, you know, whenever I always said if I get in the bottom two, I was just waiting on Rue to tell me go home because what nothing I could do about. Not even defeated, you know, because I thought she was kind of defeated. Not even defeated, just didn't give a shit. And I was very offended because I feel as though at this point that Charlie Hides was a waste of time and a waste of space. She had no business being there. She literally took up a space for a queen that could have actually done something. Because right now you ain't did nothing. You haven't done a thing. You've not changed the face of RuPaul's Drag Race at all. You were 52 years old. You were on the show and you were an absolute flop. You had no business even being there. Then she says, What did she say? Oh, I'm throwing down the gauntlet and let another older girl come and do better than I did. Consider the challenge taken, bitch. Sure, there's quite a few of us out there, but how dare they waste a whole season where her space was a waste. An absolute waste. That was a waste of somebody's spot. Somebody could have been there. I just thought that was very unfair, ridiculous. And somewhere along her process, she had to have lied. You know, you had to have lied because I'm sure she didn't sit in her audition and tell them, I'm not a lip sync performer. Anyway, I can go on and on. I'm not going. I'm gonna let this go. I'm gonna let it go because it did put me in my feelings a little taste. I'm gonna let it go. But this was a good episode. I really enjoyed this episode. And then Rue did something different with Rue's eyes. They played around with some color, and Rue's eyes was something that I had never seen her play in that type of color, and I liked it. I liked it. I thought it was pretty cool. It was she had like some greens or some blues on the side. It was pretty. It was really, really pretty. I liked it. Anyway, so that's it. That's all I have to say. Oh, and the wait, I gotta go back because Charlie killed the ending. Charlie messed up their whole ending. Their little team, she messed up their whole ending with that controlling shit. The anchors were, like I said, Peppermint and Trinity. Charlie overstepped them and basically went to commercial break, but it wasn't really supposed to be. The prompter wasn't saying go to commercial break. The prompter was saying end the show, and she gonna try to take the show to. Remember, it's recorded live. Take it to a commercial break. Nobody ever said good night for the show. Nobody ever told Naya Rivera thank you for coming or anything. Charlie has through the whole production off, so I knew she was going to be in the bottom. And it all came from being so confident and thinking you know everything and trying to overrun and not instead of staying in your lane. A mess. It was time for her to go. Bye, Charlie. Anyway, and so like I said, we had Naya Rivera, then we had Jeffrey Boyer Chapman on. Fine. I didn't know him until I said, child, fine. Woo. Anyway, all right, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Later.